Hey guys, welcome back. I am going to get to spend a lot of time in the wood shop and craft shop this week. It is 2 weeks before Christmas and I got a full list to do. So the first thing that I'm going to do is my family was big on playing Monopoly as a kid, and this is both my brothers, and my cousin's Christmas presents. One of them is I'm going to make Monopoly coasters, property coasters. So I'm going to run you through from step one the whole way out. And I have a Xtool laser engraver I'm going to use. I initially purchased, I'll flip my camera around here, and I had tried to do this with the colors in it on the engraver, and it didn't work out right. So my one brother was a stickler on the pink properties, so all I did here was take this, drag, Control C to copy it all, and then I open up my Xtool, and I just use LaserBox Basic, and you can do Control V to paste it. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to rewind. So that was without me removing the color. So going back to PowerPoint, I went in here and clicked on this and went up to the fill and put it to white. So no fill, technically. And I did that for all three of them. And then I copy and paste. Control C, like I said, over to my LaserBox Basic, and Control V, and that brings them all in. So I'm not going to do them all at the same time. I'm going to do one at a time. So if I click on this and right click, I can do a crop. And I'm going to start with St. Charles Place. And then it crops that all out. Bring that to center. And I am actually using these that I got at Hobby Lobby for $5. They may have had a percentage off, I'm not sure. They're just plain wood coasters. So I'm going to keep my material at default, the power at 50, the speed at 50. I'm just going to do one pass. So the measurement on these are a little less than 4 inches both ways. And because I am not a mathematician, I just go to Google, do millimeters to inches, or backwards, and I type, do just 4, it's 101.6 millimeters. So I go to my size here, and for the biggest one, I'm going to do 100. Make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. And I'm not going to do any of this. The lines per CCM, I'm going to bump up to 160, and the sharpness, I'm going to put it 100%. So this is actually ready to roll. I'll turn on my laser engraver, get these ready. I actually already did the railroads for my other brother, and they turned out very cool. And I attempted a few times, I'll show you here, with the color. I did multiple different ones. These are two, turned out okay, but I don't love it. This one was completely blurred out. And I have a third one actually in the craft room where I put blue painter's tape over here, and I may use it to try and paint this in by peeling back the different layers that it cut the tape. But I might just leave them plain. The train ones turned out very cool. So I go up here and hit LaserBox and start. And this says 81 minutes. So I'm going to back down the lines per CCM to 120. CM, not CCM. And I'm going to center this, and it says 61 minutes, and I have the Xtool D1. And so moving over here, I'm just going to mark the middle point here on my square. So it's a smidge less than 4. I'm going to go a tiny bit before the 2. Before the 2. And that's my middle marker, and you always engrave against the grain. So the grain's going this way. And I have it centered, so I'm going to do the framing and make sure that's in the correct place. And I got distracted by whatever was on there, so I'm going to redo that. And that's going to run for about 60 minutes here. I just like to look at it with the lights out, and it's cool looking. And so I will check back whenever this is finished, and we'll see how it turns out. Alright, we're all finished up. See how it turned out. Pretty cool. I'll sand off a little bit of that, and it should turn out pretty good. And on to the next. I did decrease the CMs to 100, and I had to decrease the size because this actually turned out to be the first one, and it was way too big, and I didn't like how burnt it looked. So, on to the next. And number 2 is done. We'll get them sanded up and see how they look. So for the next set of coasters, I'm going to be doing slate for the green properties, and so I have it on default 100%, 70%, 70 speed, and I already have it marked out here on 4x4 slates. Frame it. And start. This is looking super cool. Just finished up on the slate. I absolutely love it. So on to the next one. And let's do framing. Looks good. And let's start. Let's check it out. Yeah. And last but certainly not least, Pennsylvania. And since there's only 3 properties per set, and I want to make a 4 coaster set, I'm just going to put the Monopoly logo on here. And it's actually only 10 minutes.